What is going on? Welcome back to Shed Built. In this episode, we're getting a new floor. Alright, now I'm going to start working on repairing these floor pans. The first thing I'm going to do is remove these seats and remove this back vinyl flooring. We're looking at the driver's side, which is the worst of it because someone's already given it a crack, so I'm going to have to work with what's going on here. They've done an alright job up through here and down this side bit here, but I'm still going to cut it all out and redo it anyway. This sheet metal is just way too thick for what they've used here. It's like 3mm sheet. You can see they've tried to bend it through here, but no, you won't get through that. I'm going to have to square up along this edge here. You can see how jagged and uneven it is. So I square that up, cut all these welds along here and down through here, re-drill that hole, and you can see in here it's actually rusted out that inner skin as well, so I'm probably going to have to replace the inner skin and the outer too. But I'll get stuck into it and remove this seat and the floor. Alright, so I've patched that inner frame rail there, the inner skin, from about here up to up here. Put some weld through primer on it because now I'm going to start working on this outer skin, the actual floor pan. I think I'm going to do it in like 3 sections. This bit along here, up to here, and then do that section there as 1 too. So you can see this gap up the back there. Once that comes in, I'll put a little lip to meet it up with this edge here, so that'll seal all that inner bit there in. But yeah, I've done this in about 3 pieces as well. One main one through here, the one you can see, one down the back there, and then another one up the front. But yeah, now I'm going to work on this piece through here. So I've got the second side piece in. I've skipped through me making the template, cutting it out, and then shaving it down to fit because you've seen it all before. But it's all welded in there. You can see on the side there, I've drilled some holes and plug welded it onto the original outer skin. Now I'm going to work on this one through here, the one I've been dreading because I should have done it a long time ago before I put the dash and all the pedal box in, but what can you do? Alright, so the driver's side is finally done. This has been like 2 days solid work trying to get these plates in. I've got one here, another small one up the top here, and then as I was stripping back all this sound deadener, another one reared its ugly head, so I had to cut that out, make a new one. Also the same down here in this corner, and then just treated some of this surface rust up in this corner. But now I'm going to go through and give it all a clean, scuff down with the Rust Seal, and then throw some paint on it. the driver's side's done. We've coated it in the KBS Rust Seal in the gloss black, and I love this stuff. Hey, look at it, it's awesome. So strong. It's going to seal it in there nice and well. So we obviously still need to put the sound deadener and then the new vinyl floor in still, but at least all the rust repairs is done and it's sealed in there. So now I'm starting to work on the passenger side. I'll give you a quick look at where I'm up to on that. So looking at the passenger side now, and when I first took a look in here, it didn't seem that bad, and then I started stripping out the sound deadener, and yeah, it's pretty bad. This spot here just looked like a little hole, so I started chipping back at it, and yeah, it blew out quite a bit. Down here, did the same, but yeah, now I'm just going through and trying to get rid of all this factory tar sound deadener as I can. I know you can use dry ice, but I wouldn't even know where to start to try to find some, so I've just been using cold chisel and a gimpy, just chipping it off there. It's coming off nice. It's pretty satisfying when you get it off in one big piece. But yeah, I'm going to keep chipping away at this, and I'll give you an update soon. So I finished up the passenger side. You can see here I put in a big plate along the left, and then just one more small little patch there in the middle. Once I chipped off most of the sound deadener, no surprises came up, any more holes. So now that this is all finished up, I'm going to continue with the Carbuilder sound deadener, all in the footwells on the passenger and the driver. I've also stripped out the back here. There was a bit of surface rust through here, so I treated it, put some rust seal on it. Other than that, it's pretty solid and clean. So now, yeah, with the sound deadener. So this has been sitting on one of my shelves for weeks now, and I think it's finally time to get it open. So I'll bust into it. So this is a complete replacement vinyl floor, front and rear. So the footwell and then underneath the seat, not the cargo area in the Troopy. But this is from TruFit Automotive. They do all replacement floors and carpets for most vehicles. And we're gonna cut out the holes for the seat mounts and then get it in there, and I'm pretty stoked to finally have a floor that's in one piece, not full of rips and tears and looks like poop. And it's in there. I didn't film any of it. I started filming it, but it's an absolute nightmare putting one of these in. They give you like 200mm overhang, so nothing kind of lines up, and there's no way to fix it to the ground, so it's all kind of just floating in there. It's been nicely molded. Once it's gets a bit of heat in here and it all starts to settle down, I'm sure it'll fit a lot better. But yeah, there's really no reference points on where you're putting it, so you kind of have to just get it in there and figure out where it all needs to go and then cut it. But yeah, not gonna lie, I thought that was gonna be like a 15-minute job, and it just blew out to the whole day. But it's in there, it's looking alright. I've got some scuff plates that'll tie in all this edge nicely, clean it all up. But sticking with the interior, I'm going to install the head unit, and then I'll put the door cards on and wire up the electric window winders. Working on the head unit now, I'm going to install the brackets first to mount it on either side, the ones that were supplied with the head unit, and we'll go from there. So I'll give you guys a quick look of the head unit that I decided to go with. This is the Atoto A6. The reason I went with this one over the typical Sony JVC type unit is because it's full Android. So it's basically like having a tablet inside your car, bit of tech in there, so I can install all apps that you can install on a normal Android tablet, HEMA, Waze, Spotify, those sorts of things. So I can have it all here installed right on the head unit, has internal storage, so I can download and keep maps and tracks on the unit itself. Comes with Wi-Fi, GPS, has 2 video inputs, so I can run cameras, the base plate, all the standard stuff you get. These are the brackets, which is good that it came with them, because there's nowhere to actually mount a double din head unit onto the Troopies. You know, in the actual space, there's no brackets for them because it's not meant to be in there, but you can fit them. So once I get it fired up, I won't show you guys how to install it, because you know, there's videos all over the internet on how to install a stereo. But once I get it in there, I'll give you guys a quick rundown of what it's like. So I've just finished up installing the head unit. I'll give you guys a quick rundown of what it's like. First off, I'm actually really impressed with it, especially for the price. About 200 bucks from Amazon, and it's super fast and responsive. Like I said, it's just basically an Android tablet, so you can get anything you can on an Android tablet. So having a look through here, you can go straight to the Play Store, get a heap of maps straight onto it, and because it's got internal storage, you can save it directly on here. You don't have to worry about plugging anything in or having to bring anything along with you. You can go to YouTube. What's your favorite YouTuber? Shameless plug. You can also, you know, Waze, Google Maps, Spotify, and because it's got internal storage, you can save it all directly to the device. You don't have to worry about Bluetooth or anything. You can just save them straight on here. I've also hooked up the speakers, as you can hear. Having a look through now, again, same thing. Also on the front here, there is the DVR, which is the cameras. You can also hook it up to reverse as well, or you can run 2 separate cameras and you can record it straight to the device itself. But yeah, super impressed, and now I'll give you guys a rundown of what I've been doing off camera, just tidying up the bits and pieces on the interior. So I've got the scuff plates installed, and as you can see, it ties in that edge a hell of a lot better. I've also installed the door trims, which you can see through here. I made these up a couple of years ago, just a bit of carpet. I've got the electric windows installed. You can see there, that's just a generic kit as well. I'll be redoing that, so we'll see that shortly. I've got some speakers installed, all the other stuff, the seats, the floor. I just chucked the center console fridge in there for now, but I'll give you guys a look at the steering wheel. So this is obviously the factory HJ75 Cruiser steering wheel. As you can see here, it's all just deteriorated and it's old. It's covered in human grime from years of abuse. But as you know, I'm not a fan of the brown. I also don't like the design or the feel of this. It feels like you're driving a bus. So I've gone ahead and got a 2013 or 14 Toyota Camry or Corolla steering wheel. These are a direct fit. All the splines are all the same, so it fits straight on. It's got a bit of a bigger back plate at the back, so it pushes it forward a bit, but it's not, you know, nothing noticeable. You can still reach the indicators easy. I've also need to grab a surround for the steering wheel. If anyone knows where I can get one or has a hookup for one, let us know. But yeah, I'm super stoked with this. It ties in a hell of a lot better to all the dash and everything now. It feels heaps better. It's a bit thicker and it's smaller too, so it doesn't feel like you're driving a big bus. But yeah, super stoked with that. Also with the head unit, it's also compatible with any steering wheel controls, so I just have to run a couple wires from the head unit to these here, and then I can program what buttons doing what, so that's always good. Yeah, I'm stoked with it. And that is it for another episode. I'm pretty happy with the way the interior is coming together. We've obviously got a lot more work to do in there, but at least now we can see what it's going to look like. Stick around for next week's episode. Until then, like, subscribe if you haven't already, you know the deal, and I will see you next time. Cheers for watching.